30 women were examined in a hospital by a doctor, and the number of heartbeat per minute were recorded and summarized as follows. Find the mean heartbeat per minute for this women and choose a suitable method. So it's a simple, straightforward question. You have the heartbeat and the number of people who have that particular heartbeat at that moment of time. You have to find the mean. So again, I would like you guys to work it out and decide on the method. That's very important. That's the whole procedure. That's the whole teaching. So you guys need to learn to decide on what method you have to use. This is your frequency, right? So that will give you the sum. First thing is we need to find class mark. Before we start working with class mark, check if the series has equal class width. So the difference happens to be 3. So, and here difference is 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So class size happens to be 3 and it happens to be fixed throughout. So our job is easy. Now find the average of the first row, 65 and 68. So average of 65 and 68 happens to be 60 plus 5 plus 8 by 2. So 13 by 2, that is 6.5. 66.5. Few of you might be wondering, how did I get the 60 out? And it looks very simple. It's quite simple, guys. See, in both of this there is 60. So I can write 60 plus 5 and 60 plus 8. This entire thing divided by 2. So 60 plus 60 is 2 into 60, right? And this is 13. This entire thing divided by 2. So I'll use distributive property and I'll do this. 2 gets cancelled, right? And we have 60 plus 13 by 2. Okay. Again, I'll just show it over here. 60 into 2 plus 13. This entire thing is divided by 2. So I'll use distributive property. There are two terms, first term and second term. So I'm dividing the first term with 2, second term with 2. That's all I've done. So this is 13 by 2 is 6.5. So this is 60.5. Right? Since the class width is fixed, what we can do is we can just keep on adding. 72.5, 75.5, right? 78.5. If I make a mistake in between, the last step helps me, right? You can just verify with this. 80 plus 6 plus 3 is 9 by 2 is 4.5. 84.5. Yes, we have the right answer. So we have done this class mark right. So obviously it's not convenient to multiply this. So we'll go with di, wherein we are subtracting xi with a number, and that number happens to be 75.5. So the difference happens to be 0 here, and here it happens to be minus 9. Here too we can add the class width, class size, that is 3. So plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, and plus 3. We can go one step ahead and divide with 3. That is, we can find ui, which happens to be di by h. So minus 3, minus 2, right? It's much easier. These numbers are much easier than this. Few might be telling, no sir, this is good enough. And then yeah, actually this is good enough. I just happen to do this. Let me finish it off. To be frank, I would have done DIFI directly. That would have been not that difficult. Anyways, I just wanted to show all of it. Now, I want to show the variation. That's why I'm doing this. You guys can do just directly DI into FI. So this is minus 6, minus 8, minus 3, 0, 7, 8, and 6. Now we have to find sum of this. So plus 6 minus 6 cancels, plus 8 minus 8 gets cancelled, and this is plus 4. Right? And last step is taking the formula and substituting. X bar happens to be a plus h into summation of xi fi divided by summation of fi. Sorry, this is ui. Right? So this is nothing but a happens to be 75.5, h happens to be 3, ui fi happens to be plus 4, and this happens to be, okay, this I didn't add. 4 plus 2 plus 4 is 6, 6, 12, plus 8 is 20, 7 plus 3 is 10, 30. We should learn to add like this, take numbers which makes it easy. A linear fashion addition is not advisable all the time. So this is 10 this is 0.4, so 75.9, right? Okay, so basically I skipped a step. 4 divided by 10, which happens to be 0.4. So if I add 0.4 with this, I'll get this answer. Okay, so the final answer, the average heartbeat is 75.9. The unit happens to be per minute, per minute. Right, so this is your final answer. Okay, so pause and have a look.